Mr. Carter found me in the empty theater changing room wearing his daughter's prom dress. I thought everyone had gone home. Thought I had at least an hour before the janitor made his final rounds. I was wrong. Anthony. His voice came from the doorway. Confused. Concerned. Not angry yet, but probably getting there. What are you doing? I'm Anthony White, 17 years old, and for the past 3 months I'd been sneaking into the theater changing rooms after drama club, using the costumes and props and makeup to become someone else for a few stolen hours. Someone who felt more real than Anthony ever had. I called her Charlotte. She lived in mirrors and empty rooms. She existed in moments when nobody was watching. Until now. I can explain, I said, already pulling at the zipper that wouldn't budge. Stuck halfway down my back like it was determined to keep me trapped in this moment. Mr. Carter stepped inside and closed the door behind him. Not aggressive. Just private. Making sure nobody else would see what he was seeing. Does anyone else know about this? No. Nobody. I swear. My hands were shaking. The dress was beautiful. Midnight blue with silver beading that caught the light. I'd found it hanging in the costume closet with a tag that said, "Donated by Carter family." His daughter's dress from 2 years ago. How long has this been going on? 3 months. Maybe 4. I'm careful. I always clean up. I always put everything back exactly where I found it. Words tumbling out desperate and pathetic. Please don't tell anyone. Please don't tell my parents. Mr. Carter was quiet for a long moment. He taught English and directed the school plays. Everyone loved him because he actually cared about students. Actually listened when we talked about our problems. But this was different. This wasn't asking for an extension on an essay. This was getting caught doing something most people thought was wrong or sick or perverted. Turn around, he finally said. What? Turn around. Your zipper is stuck. Let me help. I turned slowly and felt his hands on the dress. Gentle. Careful. Not rough or angry like I'd expected. He worked the zipper free, and I felt the dress loosen around my shoulders. I'm going to step outside, Mr. Carter said. You're going to change back into your regular clothes. Then we're going to have a conversation. Yes, sir. He left and I changed as fast as I could. Removed the makeup with shaking hands. Stuffed the dress back on its hanger. When I came out of the changing room, Mr. Carter was sitting in the front row of the empty theater waiting. I sat 3 seats away. Far enough to feel safe. Close enough to hear whatever punishment was coming. My daughter Elizabeth wore that dress to her senior prom, he said quietly. She looked beautiful in it. You looked beautiful in it too. The words hung in the air. Beautiful. He'd called me beautiful. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have taken it without permission. That's not what I'm upset about, Anthony. I'm upset that you've been hiding in this theater for months feeling like you have to sneak around to be yourself. I'm not. I didn't know how to finish that sentence. What you are is scared. I can see it all over your face. You're terrified I'm going to tell someone. Terrified this gets back to your parents or your friends. Terrified your life is over because I caught you wearing a dress. Isn't it? Mr. Carter looked at me with sad eyes. No. Your life isn't over. But we do need to talk about why you're doing this. Why you're risking everything to spend a few hours wearing women's clothes. I don't know why. It just makes me feel right. Like I'm finally seeing myself clearly instead of through fog. Have you told anyone? A counselor? Your parents. My parents would kill me. Literally kill me. My dad already thinks I'm too soft. Too artistic. If he knew about this, he would. I couldn't finish that thought. What about friends? Anyone you trust? Nobody. I'm completely alone with this. Mr. Carter nodded like he understood something I didn't. When I was your age, I had a friend named Jamie. He was different. Sensitive. Creative. The kind of kid who got made fun of for not being masculine enough. He told me once that he felt like a girl trapped in a boy's body, but back then nobody talked about that stuff. Nobody had words for it. What happened to him? He killed himself 2 weeks before graduation. Left a note saying he couldn't keep pretending to be someone he wasn't. Mr. Carter's voice cracked. I've spent 20 years wondering if things would have been different if just one person had told him it was okay to be himself. I felt tears burning in my eyes. I'm not going to kill myself. Good. But you're also not going to keep hiding in this theater like you're doing something wrong. He pulled out his phone and typed something. I'm sending you contact information for a therapist named Dr. Addison Cooper. She specializes in gender identity and helping young people figure out who they are. You're going to call her. I can't afford a therapist. She does sliding scale payments. Some sessions are free for students. Money isn't an excuse, Anthony. What if I don't want to talk to a therapist? What if I just want to be left alone? Then I'll respect that. But I'm also going to give you a key to this theater. You can use the changing rooms whenever you need to. No more sneaking around. No more being scared of getting caught. He pulled a key from his pocket and set it on the seat between us. The only condition is you stay safe. You lock the doors. You text me when you get here and when you leave. And you promise to call Dr. Addison Cooper. I stared at the key. A real key. Permission to be Charlotte without fear. Why are you doing this? Because Jamie deserved better than what he got. And so do you. Mr. Carter stood up to leave, then stopped. One more thing. That dress looks better on you than it ever did on Elizabeth. She'd probably want you to keep it. After he left, I sat alone in the empty theater holding the key and trying to understand what just happened. The teacher I'd been terrified would destroy my life had just given me permission to live it. I started seeing Dr. Cooper the next week. Started having real conversations about gender and identity. Started understanding that hiding wasn't protecting me. It was killing me slowly. Mr. Carter never told anyone what he saw that night. Never treated me differently in class. Just gave me knowing looks sometimes when I seemed particularly down. Silent acknowledgement that he saw all of me, and it was okay. 3 years later, I ran into him at a coffee shop near my college campus. Anthony, he said. Then caught himself. Or is it Charlotte now? Anna. I go by Anna. That's beautiful. He smiled that same kind smile from the theater. You look happy. I am. Thanks to you. Thanks to that night you found me in the changing room. Mr. Carter shook his head. I didn't do anything special. Just treated you like a human being who deserved kindness. That was everything. You were the first person who saw me and didn't run away. We talked for an hour about college and life in the future. When we said goodbye, he hugged me tight and whispered something I almost didn't hear. Jamie would have been so proud of you. Walking back to my dorm, I thought about that night 3 years ago. About how terrified I'd been when Mr. Carter found me. About how sure I was that my life was ending. But here's what I didn't know then. What Mr. Carter never told me until much later. Elizabeth Carter hadn't donated that dress. She died by suicide 2 months before I found it. Left a note saying she couldn't keep living as the son her father wanted instead of the daughter she was. Mr. Carter had kept the dress hoping someday it would find someone who needed it. Someone he could save since he couldn't save his own child. He didn't find me in that changing room by accident. He'd been watching me for weeks. Noticing the missing makeup. The disturbed costumes. The subtle signs that someone was using the theater for secret purposes. He'd known what I was doing long before he opened that door. He just waited until I was ready to be seen. My teacher didn't catch me cross-dressing. He found me. And in finding me, he finally found a way to save the child he'd lost. If you enjoyed this story, you can find more like it in my Femboy and Cross-Dressing Stories bundle. 5 complete stories available now on Amazon for just $4.99. Until next time, keep exploring, feeling, and becoming who you are.